Today on the GEARHEAD Gardener, I just want to give you an update of my big fat fig cuttings that I started propagating in November. As you can see, we got some upside down, some right side up. So this is something you're interested in. Let's get started. This is a pretty weird angle, but you can see I've got these really tall ones that are stuck in the dirt here. And some of them are starting to come to life. There's some pretty fat ones in here. Ones I showed you before that I've planted right side up and upside down aren't really doing much. But today's, February 14th, Valentine's Day. And it's roughly 65 degrees here in Southern California. I'm zone like 10B. All right, so like I said, I've been working on these giant cuttings and I just want to give you an update on what has happened so far. As you can see, I got this big sparklets bottle going on. So let me show you how it all started. All right, I want to get everybody caught up on these big fat cuttings that I'm doing. So I came across this tree, as you can see it was growing over the sidewalk. And this was really fat, had these giant suckers growing that were 9 feet tall and really thick. So I chopped a bunch of them down, brought them home because I wanted to experiment with not only the fat ones, but the skinny ones. As you can see, these measured out to 9 feet. So I chopped them up, got out the saw, cut them up into small manageable pieces. And I figured I want to just see how hard it is to root these really fat cuttings. So if you look at one of my other videos, I'll post a link down there. You can see where I started these on November 23rd. Cut them up, put them aside, and just stashed them. Now let's get to it. A couple months ago, I started to try and root this huge fig cutting just in water in this Arrowhead bottle. Okay, and I've sealed it off and completely wrapped it in grafting tape. And it's been sitting in here about 2 months. And I'm starting to see a little tiny bit of activity around the base there and some areas here where it looks like it's starting to root. I don't know if I can show you this, but underneath the plastic, it looks like it may start rooting. So my idea is I'm gonna take some tape, put some electrical tape around here so I could remove the film. And then I'm gonna put an air layer on that and see if we can get those roots to strike a little higher than expected. I thought they were gonna root under the water or just above the water line, but so far it hasn't. So I'm gonna try this. The electrical tape is just to keep the grafting tape from unraveling. So I could remove it and see if there's little root indicators on there, which it looks like there is. Actually, I'm gonna go a lot higher than that because I'm gonna put a lot of cocoa core. And I could always rewrap this cutting. Okay, I'm trying to get close in there, but you can see it looks like it wants to root from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up with an air layer. And we're going to see if we can get this thing to root a lot faster. All right, I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to get my layer set up, and we'll be right back. Okay, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but this is where the roots look like they're going to start, and it does that all the way up. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put an air layer on this. We still have a few gallons of water, so we're not going to run out of water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. All right, I've got my moistened cocoa core mixed with a little perlite vermiculite mixture. And I keep this soil pretty dry and I went and sprayed with my spray bottle just to give it a little bit of extra moisture in the very center. Hopefully it's going to seep down. I can see there might be enough in there by now. And that looks like it's going to give us the size we need. So if I could find a little knife, I'm going to just go ahead and put a slit in here. We're going to open it enough to try and get as much as that cocoa core around there as we can. And I've got a little bit of aluminum wire here. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that as good as I can. I'm even going to give it a couple of zip ties to ensure contact on top and bottom. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to wrap this again with cellophane. And I'm just going to kind of tape it into place before I put my aluminum foil over it, because I want to make sure that we don't lose too much moisture. Then it's going to get wrapped in aluminum foil. Okay, there we go. We're going to see how this does. And then I'm going to put it back out here in the sun. And we'll let it sit for a couple of months and see what happens. Look at that. There are roots coming out of the side of that. Okay, here we are, February 14th, 2023. It's 69 degrees outside. It's 63 degrees in the shop. And let's go take a look at this big fat cutting with an air. I was out here this morning, and let's see if we can see this again. All right, so I moved this out into the sun just maybe a week and a half ago. It used to be back here before I moved this orange tree. And we just put it out here, and since it's been in the sun, it's starting to do really, really well. It's had no heat, it's been outdoors the whole time. get in, zoom in quick. And there you go, look at that. It's got some great roots starting right at the top of the water line. And ever since I moved out in the sun, it's really starting to pump. So let's hope that that root continues as well as the ones that looks like they're starting on the bottom. And then we will get back to this in just a few weeks and follow up on the air layer that was been waiting for 10 days. All right, so that's it. Hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Come along with me on this journey as I work on old cards and play with my trees in my retirement. Thanks for watching. The Gearhead Gardener here on Filet TV. Ciao.